My name is Joey, and I'm the first affirmative on why minors should be tried as minors. My 3 points I'm going to go over that it's not fair for minors to be placed in an adult prison and are safe. My second point is that minors don't understand the adult court system, and my third point I'll be presenting a solution to break the perpetual habit of juveniles continuously breaking the being criminals, committing crime after crime, and eventually being placed in an adult prison because of their lengthy juvenile records. According to Campaign for, my first point, it's not fair and unsafe for minors to be placed in an adult prison. Campaign for YouthJustice.org stated that 39 states permit or require that youth to be placed in adult prison when charged with an adult crime. While in this adult prison, juveniles are 36 more times likely to commit suicide than their counterparts who are placed in a youth detention center, and are 13% more likely to be victims of sexual assaults. Put this in numbers, 250,000 children are sentenced, tried, and incarcerated as adults in the United States over a year time period. My second point, that minors don't understand the adult court system. New York Times wrote that a significant portion of children charged with a crime is not competent to stand trial, according to a study foundation research on adolescent development and juvenile justice. An example of this is Bobby Hines. Bobby Hines just graduated out of 8th grade. Him and his two older friends confronted someone they suspected of stealing his friend's coat. And during this confrontation, it turned into an argument, and one of his older buddies pulled out a gun and shot the guy. The shooter was charged with a second-degree murder and given the possibility of parole. Although Bobby never pulled the trigger or even held that weapon that day, he was sentenced life in prison without the possibility of parole. He was offered a plea deal with a chance to serve 20 to 40 years if he pled guilty to the murder, but the middle schooler simply didn't understand the choices that was given to him. He didn't understand the concept of, even though you're innocent to his way of thinking, he shouldn't plead guilty. Since he didn't plead guilty, he played innocent and was found guilty, he was sentenced life in prison without parole. To build on my third point on a solution, PBS wrote that juveniles who receive harsher penalties when tried as adults are not scared straight. In fact, after they release, they reoffend sooner and more often than juveniles who are tried as juveniles, 56 to 41%. Norway has the lowest recidivism rate, according to Time magazine. They wrote, when they arrive, many of them are in bad shape. We want to build them up and give them confidence through education and work and have them leave a better person. Within 2 years after their release, 20% ends up back in jail, which shows you're a product of your environment. If they treat you as a criminal and you're charged as a criminal, you'll start acting like a criminal and becoming a criminal. And when a juvenile is sent to an adult prison, he becomes a criminal. Unlike in the Norway prison system, they actually treat them as a person. And because of this, they educate and give them different work skills, ability. They are able to, when they leave prison, are able to fall back on their education or the work they have learned to become a productive citizen. When a child is in an adult prison, according to Campaign for YouthJustice.org, a survey of adult facilities found that 40% of jails provide no education services, 11% provide special education services, and 7% provide vocation training, which basically is saying that after these juveniles in the adult prison, they are not getting education or training to fall back onto, so when they leave prison, they're going to repeat the same thing over and over. It's just a never-ending cycle. Missouri came up with a great model. It's actually called the Missouri Model for Juveniles. Huffington Post wrote, successful over the last 30 years, fewer than 8% of youth in the Missouri system will be readmitted into a juvenile youth detention center, and only 8% after that will go on to prison. This, what they do in the Missouri model is they get rid of guards, they get rid of the jail, and they're stuck. The juvenile delinquents are placed in a dorm room, and they have counselors, educators, and they all have a college degree on child mental development, and they learn how to talk. The juveniles learn how to talk about their feelings and their issues, and the counselors work with the juveniles to get to the focus point on why are they committing crimes and how to improve themselves and make them a better person. Winner? All right. In this model, according to ABC News, in the Missouri model, it costs $50,000 a year, and that's half of the national tradition juvenile prison. So you're actually saving money when you turn to this program, and you're actually producing productive citizens when they leave, so they don't fall back into the crime, repeating over and over again. And the kids that they take are not just like candy stealing, breaking windows kind of delinquents. They're actually pretty hard criminals. Chris, 14, going on to ABC News. Chris, 14, said, in my town I was labeled a troublemaker. I was doing drugs, stealing, drinking every day. I was stealing cars. Staff are here to help you and push you to do what is right. Here everyone cares. Ty, 17, has been in and out of detention center and foster home since she was 2 years old. She has committed multiple felonies and was 9 years old when she was arrested her first time. At age 7, she smoked pot. And at the age of 10, she shot meth. And she said she is very grateful and fortunate that she was placed in this program to become a productive citizen. Thank you. I thought you'll have.
Did?
I thought you'll have the.
No.
It's like, hey, you should throw something at me.
No. Not yet.